Hello everyone, before we get into today's video, please follow our socials: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Instagram and Twitter. Alright, thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the How's It Going podcast channel, episode 2 of season 2. Mental stuff. We got a familiar face on the podcast again, Saint T. He was on the Musical Geniuses podcast last time. That was a very good podcast indeed. And to everyone on Spotify that's listening right now, make sure you click that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, go to the link in the description. Check out Saint T's new project. Check out his socials. Check out our socials. All that stuff. Let's get into it. So, Saint T, how's it going? What have you been up to since we last spoke?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I've just been working on my solo projects, you know. Had an album come out, I think it was 6-7 days ago. It came out on the 1st of June. So since then, just been promoting my own album, really. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, on your grind. So,
literally,
the first question I wanted to ask you was, obviously, you're part of a new album, Saints and Sinners, available now, I'm guessing, all platforms.
Yeah.
Links in the description. Go check it out. I've listened to a few songs personally. It's quite good. So, what was... how long did it take you to make the album, first off? Because there's quite a lot of songs on it.
Yeah, it didn't take as long as my last one, mainly because Saints and Sinners is more... it's less personal to me, you know. It's more like I focused on sound more than anything on Saints and Sinners, which obviously can be created within a day or so, you know, on one song. So although there is 22 songs, a lot of them were already released, and so it roughly took about 5-6 months in total, which is obviously still a long time, but compared to the album before that took like 9-10. So yeah,
I noticed there were a few songs on there that I've seen pop up on my recommended and stuff like that, which it's good that you've released those as well. So could you tell us a bit about how you recorded it? Because Owen was wondering how you just record it all, and what's the process of making an album.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on the type of album you want to make, really. If you're looking for something personal, you'd kind of want to work on the lyrics and the topic of the song first. And how you're going to place everything together. But let's say you were just going to make a few songs and then put them all together. I would normally personally just find a beat first on YouTube or whatever, because there's a lot of talented producers on YouTube. Find one on there, put it into... I normally use Soundtrap to put everything together, but I record into FL Studio. I've got quite an expensive mic. I've got I think it's about 250 quid. So I record into the mic, put it all together on Soundtrap just by dragging the file from FL to Soundtrap, export that, and then it's ready to go, really. But in terms of the actual album, and putting it together and everything, there is a certain way that I like to categorize each song and place them, you know, so they work together well, you know, if it's a certain genre, because obviously I try to keep a lot of variety within my music. So if it's going to be a louder song or whatever, I'll have a few in a little section together so that people get the full experience listening to the album, and it's not just spread out and random. The selection of tracks is key in an album, obviously. Yeah, definitely.
I really liked all the features you had on your album. We saw a couple of familiar faces, and
Logan Renoff.
We saw Logan.
Big up.
And Logan's a very talented artist. Yeah, Fazzy's sick. Yeah, he's really good.
He's actually sound.
Yeah,
we've been in bit. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, he's on the album a few times. I think he's on there 3 times, same as BTB and Logan. But yeah, he's a ridiculously talented artist, genuinely.
I tell you another song I liked on that, the LS Label Cypher. That's genuinely a really good song that I actually have on my playlist.
Oh, I rate that.
Shout out LS Labels as well.
Yeah, of course, LS Labels. They've helped me a lot. I mean, you know, for small artists, it's such a good place to go and to release, you know, your track. You don't have to pay them or anything. They just put it out there for you. They enjoy being the label to how people get known, you know, how people get well known. And we've got this big group chat for the LS Labels, and they're always adding to it and adding new artists, trying to introduce everyone to each other and keep people active in there. And they're genuinely probably one of the best up and coming labels I know. I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I like LS labels because, well, one, they've helped us get in contact with a few people, and two, it's as you said, it's just like they don't ask for any payment or all like that. They're just like, yeah, go on then. And I like that because it's getting like young people's music out that maybe like if it weren't for them, they wouldn't have the platform and the opportunities for
Literally.
that.
Yeah, and I've met a few people through it that, you know, I've then had on my new album. Like I didn't I knew Logan through something else, but we met Kobe through LS labels, which is Kale. And a few other people through LS like Fazzy. So, you know, they've helped a lot of people out, and for nothing as well, you know, like they are getting paid in different areas, but you know, they don't get paid for releasing the song or anything.
Yeah, mainly they're just doing it because they like music.
Yeah,
and also
they
kind of
help
like
people out.
And they're just building a big musical community, aren't they, in a way? Because, I mean, you know, we don't do music, but we're already with them in a way, because they just say, here's this guy, he's put new music, get him on your podcast.
Yeah,
so,
like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and Luke, earlier today, we were going through, your album and having a listen to all the songs. Yeah. I personally, really like the Fuck COVID one. I don't know why.
It's just it's got a catchy noise to it.
The beat is so catchy.
Yeah,
but
I mean
Come
on. It's literally Fuck COVID was obviously it's the stupidest song there is, but it obviously probably is the catchiest one.
I could tell you were kind of like taking the piss, but and then again not at the same time.
There's a bit of sound in there as well. Yeah.
Me and Owen were.
Come about?
Yeah.
How did that come about, that whole process? Because you've got Snowy Joe on it as well, so
he's quite big in himself.
He is pretty popular. He's helped me out a lot. So I already knew him from about 5 years ago, and this is the only reason I was able to do it. Like, obviously, he lives in London and I live in Southampton, so we'd never met or anything. But it's actually the weirdest story. So, you know, in year 6, you go on your residential trip, right? I went to Weymouth on mine. And like 2 years later, I wanted to see if anyone had uploaded a video like about that place. So I literally searched up the place I went to for my residential trip. And then I found these vlogs from like a 12-year-old Snowy Joe about the residential place. And I clicked on them and messaged him and I was like, I think these videos are sick. And that was about 6 years ago. And then we've been talking ever since. And then I just said, do you want to make a song? Back in February this year, yeah. And he just said, yeah, I'm down. So I was just lucky, really. Yeah.
That's just mad, because look at him on TikTok now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw his I was having a look at his YouTube channel the other day, and I'm like, he gets views. Views.
When we did the song, he was only on 30,000 subscribers, and now he's on like 170k. Yeah, so it was just luck that I managed to do a song with such an up and coming YouTuber. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, so if someone heard this song and they might, you know, listen to the lyrics and they might think, oh, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, how did like the lyric process of that song go about? Like, was there inspiration behind it? Like, what did you do in the studio?
Mainly just I knew I wanted to collab with him because I saw his numbers going up and up and up, and I do like the guy as well. And I try to avoid saying anything dodgy, you know what I mean? Like, my lyrics are quite plain, and that's because I didn't want to risk anything like that. But obviously Joe's humor and his fans, it's all dark humor and everything within his channel, so he does have to do certain lyrics like that. But I mean, we haven't actually received any like backlash for it, and even if we did, I don't think it would be aimed at me.
I had a look at the like dislike ratio, and it's pretty good as well. It's like 3 some likes and like only 80 dislikes. I'm like, that's pretty good for a song.
Yeah, he can get away with most of it. And to be fair, when it happened, he was only on 30k subs, and since have been growing and growing. People will find it one day and be like, what the fuck? But like the lyrics, half of them he can get away with. It's just
there was a few ones. There's one bar that sticks in my head, and I can't say it now, but it's really it's funny, but
it's funny. It's just we have to be careful. That's the only thing.
Because me and Owen were thinking, you know, because you're trying to make it big, maybe if like maybe a future label had a look at that and then they said, oh, I don't know.
That's true. You've worked with him, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the only like bad thing that could possibly come from that in the future.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way though,
go on.
in a way though, it's kind of building up a bit of controversy and a little bit of like talk about you. It's like, oh, what's this guy? What's he putting out? So
he's speaking
it
his
works
mind.
two ways, doesn't it?
He's the only guy that will say that sort of thing. You know, most people are too afraid to say things like that, and
He just don't care. He'll just do it.
He just doesn't care. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, I've met the guy now. Because I went to London on the 29th of May to film with all the Dropouts. So that's Joe, Ramps, and Manta. And they're actually sound guys. Like they're really cool people. I mean, they have like a total sub count of like 600k now. Like it's a bit mad. But
Jeez.
yeah, I met them all, and Joe is literally the same in real life. Like he is just genuinely doesn't give a fuck. He was literally running around like in front of people, like jumping in front of them, and the most random shit. And I was like, oh my days.
Yeah, it's good to have someone like that, especially in music, because they'll just do whatever, and that's better because at least they're not making stuff up. Like they're just being genuine.
Yeah.
So like another thing I wanted to kind of like ask you was, how did you get in contact with like LS labels and stuff like that? Did you contact them through a friend or?
Yeah, it was through Logan, because basically, obviously, I don't know if you know this, but Logan is from Leeds, and obviously LS labels is Leeds labels. So I did remember the Poppin' challenge that KSI did.
Yeah, I've seen his videos.
Yeah, my one was like, I don't know how he didn't get it in the video, because it was on like 10,000 views, and I kept getting comments from people saying you've definitely got in the top 3, and I just didn't get played in the video. But I had one of the most viewed challenges on Twitter, and Logan had commented on there. This must have been about a year and a half now, like January 2020. And he had commented and been like, yeah, I really rate this. Would you want to look at mine? So I did. I looked at Logan's, and I quite like Logan's challenge as well. So I just started messaging him through there, and that must have been about February 2020, March 2020. And yeah, and then he started uploading onto LS labels quite soon after that. And then he introduced me to them, and you know, I met the guy that runs it, and he's actually sound as well. So you know, we ended up putting some tracks out with LS labels. But obviously, when I released the actual track on platforms, I normally put it under my own label or the label that I was signed to a few months back. But yeah, I have uploaded quite a lot, like a lyric video on LS or whatever, just to get my name out there some more. And it's a really good community in LS, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. You need to be a part of like a good community, because then people help each other, and like you're just not on your own in it. So
exactly, yeah. The whole chat is so supportive of each other. Like, everyone is always commenting in there about someone else's music, sharing someone else's music. It's just a positive community.
Yeah, every time like someone releases something I see on Logan's story or your story, you just repost it, and I'm like, that's good. That's sick, because it's like you're just a big group of mates, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
But then again, you also learn that, you know, you don't know who's who, and then if somebody did take off, you're then associated with them. So it can kind of
we always say if one of us makes it, you know, we all make it together. So we are quite a close community. I don't comment as much as the other guys on there, mainly because I'm just like busy doing something else with music. But I do comment now and again. But yeah, like it is a good community, and we all do support each other. So yeah.
So going back to your recent project, Saints and Sinners, which I'm gonna ask you a quick. I don't know whether you'd want to like answer it because it's your project in it, but which is the best and like worst, if you want to call it, worst song on your album, or like one you'd think I could have done a bit better on that, or I could have changed that bar?
Yeah, my favorite from the album is probably Hella Waits, which has Logan in it.
I like the instrumental of that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't. When I found that beat, I was like, I need to use this.
It sounds like
insane.
Sounds like it gives like you know, Whoopty by CJ.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, it gives vibes off that one. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. But that's probably one of my favorite in terms of sound. But then you've got Final Speech, which is it's really sick to have such a personal song on there as well. Final Speech is very, very personal to me. So my two favorite are probably Hella Waits and Final Speech. And then my least favorite in terms of what I could have done better is it's hard really, because there are a few that I think maybe I could have improved on. I'll probably say Dollar Guy, which although I did like that, I've had quite a lot of feedback saying people, you know, not they thought it was bad, but they were like, you know, I preferred all the other songs.
Yeah.
I probably would say Dollar Guy Because it's hard to tell sometimes when you make songs yourself. It's hard to tell whether you need to improve on them because you're just gassing yourself up 24/7. But
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
people have told me maybe you could have done better on that one. I was like, yeah, fair enough. And now I can see where it would have needed improvement.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can imagine with an album, like you're obviously gonna have criticism. Do you? Would you say you respond well to criticism?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't had that much criticism, but I wouldn't mind some good constructive criticism. You know, not I can't be asked people just like that shit because that doesn't even help me in any way. But,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some criticism, yeah, it's great to take it on because you know you can improve off that. I know a lot of people that can't take it even if it is constructive, and they sort of push it to one side and say no, I am the best, which is it's just not a great attitude to have, especially not in the music industry. So yeah, it is great to have criticism sometimes, definitely.
Yeah, well, if you have the right type of criticism, then it'll just help you work. But if you, like you said, if you just have someone going up to you saying, "Well, that's just shit,"
Exactly.
Yeah, but everyone
not
gets
helpful.
criticism. Everybody gets criticism.
You'll
for
get
anything.
criticism anywhere you'll go.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's just how you deal with it, innit, and how you respond to it. Like, we get criticism for doing this, but at the end of the day, we just go, well, we're making friends on the internet and, you know, getting people out there and interviewing people with interesting lives. So,
Innit?
so
Yeah.
what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is. Criticism just seems to pop up everywhere because people do enjoy giving criticism, whether it is helpful or not. Because a lot of it is sad, really. Some people are just like so sad with their own life. They're so unhappy with their own life that they just need to get involved with other people's. You know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna give me criticism, give me something I could work from. Don't just say it's bad.
Really.
Just say
Yeah.
that one
There's no point.
could be better, and then tell me,
Literally.
and then I could improve it and do whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna say, is there anything that you're working on right now that you'd like to share with everyone? Anything
Yeah.
coming up?
Well, I mean, I'll speak about the Dropout song again. So obviously that's me, Snowy Joe, Manta, and Ramps. But yeah, that song comes out on the 19th of June on YouTube, and it'll be on the Dropouts channel. And then the song will come out on platforms at midnight, so 20th of June. That one is similar to Fuck COVID. It is just a jokey song, but at the end of the day, it keeps getting streams and streams, and it's getting my name out there properly, you know. And it was actually really fun making it with them because they are actually a really calm group of people. Like I'm still in contact with all of them. I do speak to Manta more than the rest of them, but I think Manta's probably like the most humble guy out of all of them. I'm not saying the other two aren't. They're all really, really calm guys. But yeah, Manta's a legend. I can't lie. He's always supporting my music, and he listened to my recent album and was telling me what he thought of it, and he rated it. But yeah, it was fun. We went to London Eye to film, which is obviously quite far away. I did take BTV with me. But yeah, we were just filming around that area and like doing silly things. I mean, there was people around us, you know, because it's a public area, just doing stupid things that I'm normally not the type of guy to do them. It's not really in my element when I was doing that shit, but it is fun at the end of the day, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I posted the photo with all four of us on Instagram, and my followers, my likes, my insights, everything went up by like times 5,000 or something. I was like, geez, these guys are actually making it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun experience. Yeah.
It's good to have people like that around you. 'Cause if you just have like, especially if you have friends that give you criticism, that's the best type of friends in my opinion. Because if you just have yes men around you, then nothing's going to get done.
Exactly. A lot of people are yes men, to be fair. I mean, not anyone that I'm friends with personally, but you know, you're not going to ever improve when people just keep saying that's amazing when in reality it's not.
Yeah, exactly. You need someone who will. You need someone who will just tell you what's best because they want what they want. They want what's best for you.
Yeah,
it's better to just have friends like that. So you know, looking into the future, I think we've asked this on the last podcast, but where do you want to be in about, let's say, 5 years? Where do you want to be?
5 years. In 5 years' time, I definitely would want to be at the top of the UK scene. I can't lie, because I mean, I personally literally put everything into music. I dropped out of college. I haven't got a full-time job. I just make music so I can fully focus on it and keep improving every day.
Jeez.
I do. I mean, I'd love that as soon as possible, but obviously I know it does take time. But yeah, in 5 years, I hope to be at the top of the UK rap scene, because I know that by then I could be up there. You know, like if you have that much time to improve on something, you can definitely master that. But yeah, I would want to be, you know, collabing with some big artists like Dave and you know, Dave's just a legend. Yeah, Dave, he's a legend. Insane rapper. But yeah, it's going to take a long time, but I do hope that I can be somewhere near the top in 5 years.
If you've got good ambitions and good visions of the future, then chances are you'll probably get there.
I hope so.
And,
yeah.
You know, you seem to be a very hard-working lad, so if you just stick at what you're doing now, I mean, you're bound to eventually. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it is a long process. I mean, the music industry is so specific in what you need to do to make it. And as long as you just follow unfortunately, the only way to make it is to sort of follow the trends, make hits, and not amazing songs, just hits, basic songs, but that sound really good, especially with rap music. So yeah, as long as I keep on making some cool grime / like drill UK rap sort of things, hopefully we'll have the chance to make it. Yeah.
So like going back to like the criticism bit, what would you say is your biggest weakness as an artist and your biggest strength?
I'd say my biggest strength is probably just like my natural sounding voice. It depends on the genre, obviously, because I can't sing at all. But if we go to UK rap, like my voice just naturally,
I can imagine your voice on like drill tracks.
Yeah, and it works pretty well. But obviously, unfortunately though, that's not even I don't really even listen to grime and drill that much. I listen to mainly like pop punk and sort of rock more than rap. But and if I do listen to rap, it's all like melodic American stuff. But I can't do that with my voice, so it does have to be UK. But it's just one of those situations where I just follow whatever my voice is saying, you know. And as my biggest weakness, probably, I think maybe my attitude towards it sometimes is probably a bit negative. Like,
so if something don't go wrong, then
if something, I sort of just make a song, I think that's insane straight away, and that's why I normally wait about a month after making that song so I can decide whether I still like that, because it's sort of built in me whatever I make is good, which is wrong, because there's been a lot of songs that are unreleased that just weren't even good enough to go on the album. But yeah, I mean, just sometimes I make a song and I think this is insane, and then in a month's time, I'm like, why did I even make that? So, you know, that's probably my biggest weakness as an artist.
Yeah, well, with an attitude towards music, if you want it that bad, then in my vision, you'd try have the best mindset, because even if it's just like slight improvements, then that's just a step to where you're going, isn't it? Yeah,
fully. Yeah, I think a lot of people that I know have a great mindset for it. A lot of people don't. You know, I'm not gonna name any names, but there are some insane artists that unfortunately I don't think will make it because of the way they're just stuck in like, no, I'm the best sort of mindset, which is just it's not going to help them improve in any way, and they've sort of been stuck at that same level for months now. But yeah, I mean, you just got to have the right mindset for it, really.
Yeah. So Owen, do you have any more questions?
Well, I wanted to know, like, you two make music, you know, Luke makes his own beats, he wants to be like a full-on producer, and what would be, because I don't do music, you see, that's why I ain't really been commenting much, but what would be hard? What's kind of harder to do? Is it more of like the lyrical side or the beat making side?
I'd say, in my opinion, it'd be lyrical, to be honest.
I don't have any experience on beat making, so I can't comment, but at the same time, I do know people that do, and I did try it, and I just gave up after 5 minutes. I was like, nah, I don't know. It literally depends on whether you can actually think of that sort of stuff. Some people really struggle with lyrics, whereas like I did actually when I started off, but I think I've had so much time to improve now. Things do come to your head straight away, which I imagine is the same with beat making. You know, everyone progresses over time, but I think you do have to put in commitment just to learn how to make beats, like a lot of it, because it's not easy.
It's
not
very
an easy
complex.
task. Yeah, that's why. I mean, because I did give it a go and I just gave up. I was like, no way. But
Nope, staying away from
it's
that.
not my thing. It's not my thing at all. But yeah, lyrics are hard to come up with, but you just have to give that time. Like, you're not going to instantly sit down and write, one of the best songs of all time. It will take some time to get used to that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
Do you enjoy writing lyrics?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm unmotivated to do it. Like, sometimes I'll find a beat and I'll want to write to it, but I really just don't know what to do with this. But yeah, I do. If I'm in the mode to make music, then I will really enjoy making the lyrics more. I mean, if you go onto my recent album, Saints and Sinners, all the sad songs you hear are real. And back in the day, I would just sort of make whatever sounded good with the beat and write random lyrics that don't even make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But I've sort of learned from that now. And if you do hear a sad song on Saints and Sinners or in my future projects, it will be a real song. Every lyric I'm making is real, because I don't see the point in just writing a random song, But yeah, I do enjoy writing lyrics, especially the sad songs, definitely, because it's more personal.
Yeah. So I'd say, and a lot of other people would say, you've come pretty far as an artist already. If there's any like upcoming or musicians watching this podcast or listening to it, wherever you're listening to it, what is the best piece of advice that you could give right now?
I would just say, like, stay true to your voice and your sound, and just stay true to who you are, because a lot of people in music try to be someone they're not and try to change their sound or change their lyrics even. Just stay true to who you are, because you don't need, although it may seem like you need to be a certain way, you can be whoever you want in music and still make it if you have the talent and you have that determination. Because, I mean, for instance, with UK rap, a lot of it is about crime and drugs and girls, and if you can't relate to that, then you will start thinking, oh, I can't even make it. But you can. You just have to bend the system a little bit and see where you can fit in, and maybe even make your own lane. Like, I'm not about that crime life, and I never will be. It's just not something for me. But at the same time, music is now paying off, and I am getting streams, and I don't talk about that sort of thing, So
yeah, exactly.
You do have to just push your way through the boundaries.
Yeah. So I think ending this podcast off, I've really enjoyed this. We've had a great interview, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well.
Definitely, yeah, man. It was sick.
Right, so ending this off.
Just a big reminder though. Everyone go down into the description, check out Saint T's music, go give him a follow on all the platforms. Music.
Appreciate that.
All the tracks, all the tunes, they're all bangers. I'm telling you now. Go get down there and go listen to them. And
thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this episode, and thank you, Saint T, for coming on. We've really enjoyed chatting to you.
Big up.
No worries.
And we'll see the audience in another episode. Take care, everyone.
See you later, guys.